Last time I saw this jersey was probably the time that I shot it, in the locker room at St. Vincent-St. Mary's. You know, you look back and you don't realize it was a real turning point. It's so iconic. My name is Michael Lebrecht, and I'm a photographer. I was a sports kid in New York City. Late 80s, I started going to a lot of sporting events, Madison Square Garden particularly. I could only afford the seats all the way upstairs. In the 400 section, and you look around and you see who's sitting down on the floor. And I was told that photographers sit on the floor. At that point, it was like, my dream is to shoot for Sports Illustrated. I started assisting Manny, a current Sports Illustrated photographer at the time, and it lasted for about 4.5 years. Manny would cover the ABCD camp every year that happened at Teaneck, New Jersey. These kids would come off the bus, enter the gymnasium. Right where they would enter, I had a station set up. They'd come in, I said, let's grab a shot. They looked at me, said, come on. Grab a shot, Polaroid, hang them up. There was a woman who saw what I was doing. She came over to me and she was like, you gotta shoot my son. I'm like, bring your son on over. She brings her son over. That kid is LeBron James. He was a lanky kid. His hair was all crazy. I photographed him along with all the other campers. I went back to Sports Illustrated. I rolled all my film out on a light box. An editor came over my shoulder. She's like, wow, these are great, Lebrecht. I'm like, yeah, I just went to the camp and shot these. That is so awesome. 6 months later, that same editor assigned me to go to Akron, Ohio to photograph LeBron James. Going into that shoot, my main concern was, would this kid show up? I wanted to start the day at 8 in the morning. Sure enough, the kid was punctual, and we started shooting right away in the locker room. So this was the first time I shot LeBron, and these are the images here. Just kind of a simple setup. I had him dunk the ball at least 40 times. Got him praying to make the NBA. And then I just felt like, okay, let's get a little bit more animated. He's posing, I'm like, just reach out like this. And then I'm like, give me a woo. And he's like, woo. And I carried on to take hundreds of more photos that day. I went home happy, submitted all the footage, they processed it. I was then soon on a flight to Salt Lake City Olympics. The photographer I was working with came down with an envelope, opened it up, and it was the cover of LeBron. I couldn't believe it. First week of the Olympics, and it's the cover of a high school basketball player from Akron, Ohio. And that cover was photographed by me. After this happened for LeBron, everybody started to come in. With television deals, exposure for him, we're not playing at the local gym no more. We have to go play at the University of Akron. We're fast forwarding. LeBron has won almost every award in the NBA, from 4 NBA Finals to 4 NBA Finals MVPs. Some 20-something years later, he just won gold medal at the Olympics. He is at the pinnacle of sports stories in any generation whatsoever. And to be able to be somewhat connected to it in the way I am, next to the jersey that he wore for that shoot, this is just insane. What's up is that I didn't ask to take the jersey home after the shoot.